Welcome viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another vlog. And today we are going to be on the topic of immigration and current affairs and current enforcement and current stuff that's been going on. So everything is current, right? So today we're going to start with this video where this 60-year-old man claimed that he's an American citizen, never been to Jamaica before, has no ties with Jamaica, and he was in immigration detention for a while, and I guess he didn't prove his American citizenship or prove any status anywhere. Anyhow, him said them deport him to Jamaica. So he was interviewed and I come across the clipping, so I want to share it with you so you guys can be the judge in the comment section. So let's go straight into the video.
My name is Trevor Anthony Grant. I'm a United States citizen born in Camden, New Jersey. On about the 2nd of March 2023, I was leaving a girl's house. Apparently, ICE was looking for someone that used to stay at that address. After leaving the house, I went to a gas station. ICE pulled upon me and asked me, do I know Mr. Nicely? In reply, I said no. Well, we got into a little bit of dispute to where I used some euphemism such as go climb shut fuck mountain. I was busy, right? And he got offended. So we started arguing with each other. Look, I'm a federal officer, and then again, I'm like, bro, I don't care nothing about you being a federal officer. So he arrested me, took me to Montgomery County Processing Center. While in Montgomery Processing Center, to be fair, ICE do have the right to hold you up to 90 days for investigation. Upon the completion of that 90 days, Mr. Carlos Pinero, the ICE officer, came to me and said, look, if I let you out of here and you come after me, I'm going to come after you with everything I got. I said, by the way, you still have that attorney? In reply, I says no, and that's when everything went downhill. He kept me in ICE detention facility for 23 months. Now, Montgomery County have a policy that ICE can only hold you up to 2 years. Right. Now, 2 days short of the eve of those 2 years, ICE came up with travel documents. Now, mind me, ICE been trying to get travel documents from the Jamaican consulate for 2 years and have not gotten them. So I'm highly suspicious if these travel documents to kick a United States citizen out of the country is legal. I had an interview with the Jamaican consul, Mr. Burton, at which time Mr. Burton came to the conclusion I'm not from Jamaica.
Did he give you any documentation to say that?
Say that? No, well, they don't do that. They simply have an interview with you over the phone, and he makes a determination there based on the information you give him and the information back here. I couldn't give him any information for Jamaica because this is my first time being in Jamaica. Went to the Houston Consul General office, and I had an interview with that lady, Miss Johnson, I believe is her last name, at which time Miss Johnson also came to the conclusion I'm not a Jamaican citizen. So she was more so reluctant to send documents. She is now over the Miami office. So, as I stated before, the travel documents to kick me out the country is highly questionable, seeing that they've been trying for 2 years to get those documents. And up on the eve of me being released, all of a sudden the documents popped up.
They say this is your first time in Jamaica?
This is my first time in Jamaica.
Do you have any Jamaican relatives?
Ma'am, I don't have no Jamaican relatives. Like I said, this is my first time here. I love the Highlands. I love the hills. My God, this reminds me of California. But like I said, I'm an Israelite. I'm also a minister. All things happen according to the purpose of God will. I also have vision being in a country preaching the gospel. So maybe this is it.
You said you wanted to find a church.
Yes, I'm a Jew. I'm looking for a Jewish organization or any church to start my ministry. And it's going to be a doozy, because I'm touched by God Almighty.
You said you'll be going to Reddit's, a friend put you up.
Yeah, a friend gave me a place in Reddit's to stay for a couple of days. So,
that where are you looking after that? Where are you looking after that?
Well, I don't know. Whatever the Lord have, the Lord had that man prepared for me. I just came out here, man. I thank God for that, because a lot of folks come out here, they ain't got no place to stay, but the good Lord have this man right here say, hey, you can come stay with me. I also explained my situation to the ICE officer.
Here?
Yeah, well, to the ICE officer on the plane.
Okay.
And their response was, hey, you know, if your story is true, and the Jamaican government determined that you're not a Jamaican citizen, we will take you, put you back on the plane. Unfortunately, they left before I finished the interview. Someone needs to know what Donald Trump is doing to black Americans in America.
Yeah,
I'm not the first. I'm not the first and I won't be the last. There was also another individual that was in ICE, I think it was about 9 months ago. ICE locked him up for 9 months, and you know, he hired a lawyer. You know, these lawyers, man, they charging you $10,000, $15,000. Look, I don't have $10,000 to pay. And even if I had $10,000 to pay, I'm not going to pay because, you know, it's not that big of a deal. You know, the law is the law. The documents prove fingerprint don't lie. You know, you and I can look alike, but you and I would never, you and I would never have the same biometric fingerprint. And my biometric is not Mr. Nicely, which I already showed that to you. So that in itself tell you that something very, very shady is going on, that someone needs to get to the bottom of this. And I'm hoping that by you bringing this to light, you know, attorney here or attorney there will hear about it and step to the plate.
Yes, guys. So that is a 60-year-old man that got deported, saying that he's a U.S. born citizen. However, ICE still deport him. You understand? So I want you to give your opinion on the situation. It's very sad. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You understand? You live in your life and then you just get arrested wrongfully. However, I'm going to play the next video with a prominent attorney, and this is an immigration attorney from New York. His name is Brad Bernstein. Very prominent. So listen to what Brad have to say when a United States citizen being deported or denaturalized, or how the process would really go. You understand? Check out this video.
A born U.S. citizen cannot get deported. A, they can't have their citizenship taken away. And B, where they're going to be deported to. A naturalized U.S. citizen cannot be deported. But a naturalized U.S. citizen can be denaturalized in a federal court proceeding if he or she has committed fraud in the naturalization process that, but for the fraud, he or she would not have been a U.S. citizen to begin with. And then once he or she is denaturalized in this federal court process, then they can be deported because they're no longer a U.S. citizen.
Before I go to the next video, I want to say this to all foreigners who are born in Jamaica and live overseas. Be careful. Stay out of trouble. Don't put yourself in a situation to get deported because you have somebody somewhere ready to celebrate your downfall. So please stay out of trouble. Check that video here.
Yo, Jamaica have the most crab in a barrel mentality. Me see a man post a video, with him voice behind it. And man say, yo, 2,000 Jamaicans, undocumented Jamaicans, are calling the Jamaican embassy, begging help to return home because Donald Trump have them in cages, not giving them any water, and not feeding them and returning them back to the country. And this man is celebrating, he's rejoicing, he's happy. And most of the time these people say I celebrate them thing, are the one them will never travel. How are you happy and celebrating a man's downfall? Better yet, your country brother. I tried and go try the waters and no work out in a farm. I'm more than sure if you had gotten the chance, you would have taken it. Because who no want make more money, who no want better for themselves and them family. And we know in a Jamaica it's very hard. If you make it in Jamaica, thumbs up to you. And most of the time for you to make it, you have to rob somebody, whether white collar or you hold them up and take it. But at the celebration, bro, like, you're glad, you're happy. So this I read some people. Like, oh, is that happy for you? Oh, is that nice for you? Yeah, God no. But me I gotta say this, brother. Be careful where you laugh at. Because I've seen people turn into the exact same thing that they laughed at. Hear that? Big up, though.
Alright, welcome back again. So in the next video, we still give out warning. Warning, warning, warning. Be careful of people. Be careful of people who you tell your business. Be careful of your surrounded. Be careful of your friend. Be careful of co-workers. Be careful of everybody. Move mystic. Listen to that story. Yo, things crazy.
A lawyer and his client are walking out of court after resolving his case. Everything went great until it didn't. There's 6 ICE officers waiting for him with a warrant, and within 5 seconds, they have him in handcuffs and inside the back of their car. It was like a movie, except it wasn't. The lawyer and his client have absolutely no idea how ICE knew that he was there because his case wasn't even on the court call. They filed
See
an
that?
emergency motion to get it before the judge and resolve the case. Turns out it was a co-worker from his job that called immigration. Look, keep your circle small. No one needs to know your business except for the people that you love, who
Move
you live
Mystic.
with. That includes cousins who may not have your best interest at their heart. Your business is your business, and sharing it with others can change the course of your life and your family's life.
Move Mystic. Trust me. Move very Mystic. Them can't study your movements. Them don't know your next move. All right?
The Trump administration is expanding its immigration crackdown. Sources tell CBS News that a law called Title 42 will be brought back. Now, this allows officials to quickly deport migrants seeking asylum at the border because of, quote, public health risk. The restored order would point to concerns migrants may spread diseases like tuberculosis. Now, the first Trump administration enacted Title 42 because of COVID. The Biden administration kept that policy in place until it expired in 2023. Border officials tell us the U.S. has recorded fewer than 300 illegal border crossings per day in the past few weeks. Now, that compares with about 4,800 per day this time last year.
Striking scenes from the windows of this Panama hotel. Confined inside by Panamanian authorities on Tuesday, migrant men, women, and children deported from the U.S. by the Trump administration sent messages to the outside world the only way they can. Some using lipstick to write "Help us" on the glass. 2 women scrawling "We are not safe in our own country" on papers pressed up against the window. Others resorting to simple gestures with their arms. An immigration attorney for one family says she was not able to speak to her clients inside the hotel. Of the nearly 300 sent there, most are not from Latin America. Instead, they hail primarily from the Middle East and Asia, from countries including China, Iran, and Afghanistan. Because many of their home countries will not accept deportation flights from the U.S., the Trump administration using Panama as a bridge country to send them back and paying for the costs of the operation. An arrangement announced after Secretary of State Marco Rubio's visit to Panama earlier this month. Panama says 128 of the people in its custody are unable or unwilling to return to their home countries. The deportation from the U.S. leaving many migrants, including children, terrified and scared, according to the New York Times.
Dear Jamaican, this is most of our clown people where get deported or them they were firing how long and them not get them papers. It's not that easy. And don't feel like firing is a bed of rose. You know amount of disrespect, betrayal people go through why them not have them papers to this day. And the disrespect and the betrayal come from people with them trust, maybe a friend. Some of the worst people them in a foreign is a family member. Ask anybody. And that's where most of the time the betrayal comes from. You know what them say when you come a foreign and you stay at a person's house or a family member house? 2 weeks max you have. And after the 2 weeks, them go show you them real face. And when the real face to come, more likely them gonna throw you out. So Jamaicans that are living in Jamaica that are mocking these people, please stop. And the conviction of me hear someone who speak with about the situation, and I never experienced it yet. Let me tell you this, some situation not even money can fix it. Yo, it is so bad. Me know man, me know woman, I married all 4 times and still not get it. And sometimes the spouse that they have, them use his green card to try to control them. And if you not do where they're about, you see me, it's like them don't want to give you your papers. So Jamaicans that are living in Jamaica that are saying that, send them back because they get the chance and them never do nothing with the chance. I promise you, that is not the case. And yes, I would agree that you have some Jamaicans that are worthless. But in most cases, these Jamaicans that are in the United States, they never get a fair chance. People just try to use them and some of them give up along the way. So before you try to make a content or a video mocking these Jamaicans, try to understand the process and what is really going on. And I know you got Jamaicans that maybe come here and in a 1 or 2 year them get them citizenship or them green card. While they have a man there for 60 years, 30 years and not get nothing. I would think him worthless. But bear in mind, everybody's story is different. So again, understand the situation before you start to mock these people. Bless up though.
We don't have a Jamaican ID. We're not in Jamaica. right? So, where's it at?
2 Jamaican women caught shoplifting at Walmart self-checkout in Florida recently. Police officers questioned the 2 individuals and informed them to beware, that they're going to face jail time and a court date to be made. One of the female who got caught stealing says she carried out the act because her child is in need of baby item, including medicine, and that's what triggered her to commit such act.
Okay. That's the only form of identification you have is a picture?
A picture of it on me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, on me now.
Okay.
Right now. Right now.
So, but that's the problem, right? Is you don't live here. You're visiting. So, you're going to have to go to the jail tonight and get it taken care of. Because you're visiting, right? If you lived here in the Tri-County, I'd probably be able to give you a court date and you'd have to sign a piece of paper saying that you'd go to court. But because you guys are visiting, that's not how it works.
The police officer also asked for their identity and was asked if they are residents in Florida. One of the female responded that she is a visitor. The officer asked how long she'd been in the United States, and she replied 2 years. The female shoplifters tried to buy their way out by paying for the items that were stolen. The police officers looked her in the eye and said that's not how it works.
What did you pay for? No, he wants fresh charges. You walked out with it.
I know, but I had baby stuff in there. I had essentials, acetaminophen, painkillers, stuff that I really needed and could not afford to buy, which I understand it was wrong for shoplifting, but if I couldn't pay for them, then if I could make the sacrifice and pay for them just to avoid all of these things.
That's not how it works.
I know, but I don't thank him. I don't know if he could. You know, he can tell us the
Huh?
we can go to a regular register. No.
All of our policy, I can't do nothing about it.
She does have an anklet on her ankle, so jewelry, necklace.
What happens if you get caught shoplifting from Walmart? Shoplifting is a crime that is taken seriously by retail establishments and legal authorities alike, especially at large retail stores like Walmart. If caught shoplifting, the immediate consequence involves being apprehended by store security or loss prevention personnel. Legal repercussions can follow, such as being charged with theft, which can carry hefty fines or even jail time, depending on the value of the stolen goods and the jurisdiction. This situation can become nerve-wracking, especially for first-time offenders or those wrongfully accused.
I see you guys bought milk.
I got some big news for you, and it ain't good. USCIS issued a memo late last week, and in that memo they said that they're going to start issuing notices to appear to people whose conditional green card cases are denied, or for anybody in which they suspect misrepresentations or fraud. So you're going to see a spike of denials leading to people being sent to deportation court. That's what a notice to appear is. An NTA is a notice to appear in court, and USCIS says that from now on, if those kinds of cases are denied or if they suspect any kind of misrepresentation or fraud, you're going to deportation court. This means you've got to file the strongest case ever and not just hope that things sort of go the right way. Because now a denial is not just a denial, it's a denial plus immigration court and trying to defend yourself from deportation.
A federal judge today blocked Donald Trump from stopping the asylum and refugee program of the United States. He stated in his opinion that although Trump has a lot of authority on who can come and stay in the United States, he can't override laws written by Congress and passed by previous administrations. Regardless, I'm sure Trump is going to appeal this to the appellate courts and eventually it will make it to the Supreme Court. In the meantime, the refugee and asylum program will continue.
Being deported right now by ICE. 28 years. He's been here over 30 years, and I want everybody to know, nobody gives a shit if you have family, if you have kids. They don't give a shit if they're taking your husband or your father away. They are taking my husband away. These are FBI agents who work for Border Patrol. Okay? I want everybody to know my family was just separated. They have taken my kid's father and they don't give a shit. They have taken my husband away. I want everybody to know. They have taken my husband away. They don't care if they're separating family. Please, somebody, I need somebody to help me. I want everybody to know what they're doing. They are taking my husband away. They don't feel ashamed.
The Department of Justice has recently issued a memorandum signifying a huge policy shift to intensify immigration enforcement against employers, specifically trying to criminalize employers' actions and the employment of undocumented immigrants. They are focusing their efforts on employers who are hiring or continue to employ unauthorized workers, and not only with civil fines, but also with criminal penalty. They're also seeking to incite 8 U.S.C. 1324 to charge employers with felony charges if they are found knowingly harboring or concealing undocumented immigrants. Now, I don't know what they mean by harboring, but I know it can include providing housing, transportation, or any form of assistance that allows that individual to remain in this country unlawfully. The problem is that it is quite ambiguous, and so we'll see how the courts interpret that. Also, they're going to be focusing on, of course, the obstruction of immigration investigations and employers who attempt to interfere with federal investigations, such as destroying employment records or coaching workers on how to evade detection. So this is actually really important, because if you've been giving Know Your Rights presentations to your employees, regardless of their immigration status, if it turns out one is undocumented, an employer could be found liable for this obstruction of the investigation. And finally, they're going to look at failing to comply with I-9 audits. So,
breaking immigration news, a federal judge has blocked Trump's policy that allows ICE to conduct enforcement operations in certain religious houses of worship. Now, this ruling specifically protects 6 Quaker groups, a Sikh temple in Sacramento, the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship, as well as additional plaintiffs that are part of a network of Baptist churches in Georgia. These groups argued, and the judge agreed, that the policy that Trump put forward violates their First Amendment right to religious freedom. Many immigrants who were fearing a raid at their houses of worship started skipping services as a result. Now, this is a temporary block while the lawsuit itself plays out in court. The government is obviously challenging the lawsuit, and they're basically saying that these types of enforcement operations were previously allowed in houses of worship and other sensitive locations. The only change, they say, is that a supervisor's approval to conduct enforcement operations in these locations is no longer mandatory. Now, although this injunction is only specific to certain plaintiffs, it is interesting in how it could set precedent for it to become a nationwide injunction should other lawsuits follow. For more breaking immigration news and information, feel free to give us a follow.
Warning to all those with appointment with ICE. If you have an appointment with ICE, 90% of a chance you may not return back to your house. ICE has completely changed their practice with Trump. The American Immigration Lawyers Association have posted a warning that most people who are going to report with ICE are not returning back to their homes. I'm also receiving a lot of messages from family members saying that their loved one did not come back after reporting to ICE. So if you have an appointment with ICE, you should actually postpone your appointment, maybe put it till November, write to ICE telling them that you are not able to attend this appointment for so and so reason. But you should not go now, because if you go, you will immediately be detained by ICE. But if you have an approved application such as TPS or a pending green card, then you can go. Nothing should happen to you. Besides this, you have to be careful. I'm Luke, immigration lawyer.
I'm afraid that I'll be sent to a country that I don't know. Like, there's nothing there for me. At any moment, it's just like done. And it's just like, I have to say bye to my family, bye to my friends, my boyfriend. I have to say bye to my clients, and I just don't have my life anymore. But now I'm also scared of, like, not even having a future. Like, I want to buy a house. I want to do things, you know? How am I supposed to do that?
Originally, I have 4 miscarriages. Afia is my 5th pregnancy. When she arrived, it was really something else. It brought a lot of joy to me, continue. I guess that's why, I'm so close to her, because I never thought that I would become a mom.
Tell me about the decision to leave Jamaica.
I'm not sure if there was a decision like a plan. In my head, when we came up, I thought that it wouldn't be long after we came up, maybe a few years, and then we would be able to travel back and forth. We were naive to the immigration law.
Dawnette and her husband were so sure they'd be able to return to Jamaica that they left behind Afia's little sister, 6-month-old Gabrielle. I can't imagine, Dawnette, how difficult it would be to leave a child behind and to make that decision.
It was hard. When we made that decision, we were going to come up and then go back down and just bring her to the embassy.
There were other surprises, too. Dawnette found out she had lupus, a painful autoimmune disease. She also became pregnant with their third daughter, Madison.
Every decision that we made, we had to make it considering Afia, Gabrielle, and Madison at the end of the day, not just one person.
All right, let's smile and look like we had the time of our lives. 3, 2, woo! All right, hopefully I see you guys next week.
So I post on social media. I try to do it every single day. I got brands reaching out to me. Right now I'm working with 3 brands, and I would love to monetize it more. A lot of the brands that reach out to me, a few of them have asked for a W-2. I've had to turn them down.
When you were a kid, did you understand that your parents didn't have papers and that you didn't have papers?
This was the first one I think I can remember. I was in junior high school, and I got accepted into a program for kids in lower income neighborhoods, and if you score high enough, you can go to boarding school. And then she told me, like, you can't do this program, you don't have the papers for it. I see my friends who went through the program, and I compare myself to them today, and I'm like, I could have been doing something else. And I mean, I like my life, but it's like the what if.
When you were at that age, just learning this stuff, trying to figure this stuff out, how did that make you feel towards your parents?
I was so mad because I was like, this wasn't my fault. I had so much resentment for both of them because I felt like I got the stick and my sisters were in such better positions than I was. My youngest sister was born here, and every day I was just like, I can deal with problems that I create. I can hold myself accountable for the things that I do, but I was like, I didn't do anything, and I was the one that had to just suck it up. Like, it wasn't my fault, and yet my life, I can't do things. I couldn't understand why they would put me in a situation like this.
For a while, Afia was able to get a work permit through the DACA program. But DACA requires renewal every 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's life.
2020 was when it expired. So I got screwed because then, not only because of COVID, but applications were delayed because Trump administration as well. So it was like a double whammy.
You said something interesting that I want to understand. There is a big part of you that wants to go home, but you don't want to go home like this, you know, on a deportation flight.
After 20-something years, it's almost like I'm being kicked out as a criminal.
A lot of the people behind Donald Trump and a lot of the people who voted for him believe that you are a criminal because you broke the immigration laws by staying here longer than you were permitted to. And for that reason, they don't want you here. How does that make you feel?
I am hurt about it. And yes, I will admit that I made that decision to overstay. But that doesn't make me a criminal. People just trying to live. People just trying to survive.
Donald Trump has been very clear about the fact that he wants to deport every single person who's here without papers.
I am more fearful for my daughter, for Afia. Like maybe tracking her on the Find Me app one day and seeing her at a location where, I maybe can't figure out where is that. Trying to call her and she's not picking up. I mean, something like that maybe would push me over the edge. And I know she's 26.
Happy?
But that's my first child.
I'm just saying hi. I'm going to,
There's just a bond that's different.
Having kids is so stressful. Yeah, you just worry your whole life. Yeah, I'm approaching the train station now. I'm about to go under. Alright, love you later, Mom.
I tell people all the time that, because I waited so long and have so many miscarriages, God kind of take a little bit of the beauty of the ones that I lost before and put on her. The same thing that you want for your wife and want for your child is the same thing I want for my family. The fact is that our family is better off because we stayed.
Yes, guys, we have come to the end of another vlog. And if you watched to the end, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you like, share, and leave a comment. And see you in the next vlog. I hope you and your family are safe. See you again soon. Great Dad out.